Peace, what's up y'all? It's the Kid Broadway, the lyricist. I am back with another video. And today I'm talking about classic hip hop albums that don't get talked about enough. I just want to thank my brand new followers for subscribing and also for liking and commenting on the last video that I made about your favorite hip hop artists' worst songs. You guys are really active in the comments and I really appreciate the engagement. If you enjoy that type of content, please consider subscribing to the channel as I talk about hip hop on this channel all the time. Also, I'm trying to get my subscribers up. So right now I'm at about 237 followers. I'm trying to get that up to 500. All right, cool. Without any further ado. So today, like I said, I'm talking about classic hip hop albums that don't get spoken about enough. And I'm not sure if you can see in the background, but today I'm talking about none other than Mos Def, AKA Yasin Bey. And the album that I'm talking about is Black on Both Sides. Black on Both Sides dropped in October of 1999. It was released by Rawkus/Priority Records. Now this album did come out after his collab album with Talib Kweli, the Black Star album. And I'll keep it a buck with you. I had my reservations about that album, but it was definitely a classic in its own right. I wasn't a huge fan of the Redefinition record with Talib, the single that they had for the Black Star album. So I actually thought that it was gonna be a little bit more of that, but I'm glad that I was wrong. Black on Both Sides is an absolute masterpiece of an album. Doesn't get talked about enough. Has a total of about 17 tracks on there, almost no skips. Now from the jump, he comes in with Fear Not of Man, and he talks specifically about how some people ask him, yo Mos, where's hip hop going? And he says hip hop is going wherever we going. Essentially what he was saying back then was, you know, that we are the culture. So the culture is gonna do whatever we do. And I thought that that was a powerful message from the jump, from the intro. Track number 3 is called Love. And he talks about his love for MCing, his love for hip hop. And of course he pays homage to the one and only Rakim with the chorus being, I start to think and then I sink into the paper. Like I was in when I'm writing, I'm trapped in between the lines and I escape when I finish the rhyme. Now, next track on the album is actually one of the album's singles called Miss Fat Booty. Now, everybody and their mother knows this record. Phenomenal single, made popular again by Jid, who actually recently used the sample, I think sometime last year. So big shout to Jid for showing love. But man, what a dope single, man. The song still hits to this day. The joint comes on in the club and people do go crazy. And of course, he had one of the most notable lines. That man said, ass so fat that you could see it from the front. This joint still hits, man. So Miss Fat Booty was one of the dopest records on the album. Now, kind of skipping through the album, he has a record called Umi Says, which was another single. Just a beautiful piece of music. Kind of sounds like hip hop jazz fusion, very up tempo. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he freestyled the record because at the beginning he tells you, I don't want to take no time to write this down. I just want to tell you how I feel right now. And then immediately he comes in and he talks about, you know, how tomorrow may never come and tomorrow's not promised for you or not. Life is not promised. So beautiful message, beautiful record. He talks about being a flawed man, stuff like that. He's just trying to do the best that he can with what he has. What's crazy is that it was also used in the Jordan commercial as well. That made it even more popular, that pushed that record out to even more people. One of my absolute favorite records on the album, Umi Says. Now, if you were a hip hop fan in the 90s, you understood that your barometer as an MC was whether or not you got a track from DJ Premier. Now, I'm not saying that that was the end all be all, but what I am saying is that if you got the opportunity to work with DJ Premier, you were definitely special. So when I heard Mathematics, I feel like Mos Def definitely cemented himself as one of the greatest MCs for sure. Now on Mathematics, it sounds exactly what it is. He's talking numbers and stuff like that. But one of the dopest lines that stands out to me when he says, crack mothers, crack babies, and AIDS patients. Young bloods can't spell, but they can rock you in PlayStation. This new math is whipping motherfuckers' ass. You want to learn how to rhyme, you better learn how to add. It's mathematics. I thought that was crazy because not only was it intelligent, but it was gritty, it was edgy, and it was dope. It was absolutely dope. Another thing that solidified his greatness for me was that he had a track with the one and only Q-Tip from A Tribe Called Quest. And again, it was actually a testament to his greatness. He was already working with some of the greatest names in hip hop so early in his career. And to close the album out, he ends the record with this beautiful track called May December. He doesn't rhyme on it. He actually just lets the instrumentation play. And I remember initially feeling like I wanted him to, but I think I appreciated even more the fact that he just kind of let the instrumentation play out. It was the perfect storybook ending to the album as a whole. I can kind of reflect back on the journey that it took to get to this part of the album. So you just kind of sit down with the beat, just listen to it, and really appreciate the body of work that he put together. Honestly, man, I give this album, if I had to rate it, I give this album a straight 10 out of 10. It's an absolute classic of an album. You can play it, like I said, you can play it from top to bottom. Even if you're not a huge Mos Def fan, I think this album has something for everybody, and you can go back and really just kind of listen to it. It's one of those joints that you could wake up early on a Saturday, you could clean the crib, you could hop in the whip, you could go outside, you could do whatever with this album. It's that versatile that you can play wherever. I highly recommend this album. If you're a hip hop historian, I don't have to tell you anything about this album. If you're a young person who wants to be introduced to Mos Def, Yasin Bey's music, I think this is an absolute perfect place to start. Do you have a classic hip hop album that you feel is not talked about enough? Be sure to hit the comments down below and let me know what's one of your favorite hip hop albums that maybe people don't talk about enough. From any era, it doesn't matter to me, man. Put it down in the comments. And if you like this type of content, like I said, consider subscribing, as I make videos like this all the time. And I'm trying to get my subscribers up. Like I said before, the next goal is 500. I'm at 237. So with your help, if I can get to 500, I would really appreciate that, man. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Broadway the Lyricist. I appreciate you guys. Peace and love.